call the CSA, and via say no to 0870 I've managed to find an alternative number. 4151 243.
Good afternoon, Test Agency, Nitrogen speaking. Can you confirm your name and reference number, or is it just a general inquiry?
I was just phoning to give you new employment details, actually.
Okay, that's great. Have you got your reference number?
Yeah, it's 32.
There's no record for science. It's probably on our new rules system. Come through to the old rules number. See if we can find out where your case is based. And your name is?
Darren Jameson.
Yeah, actually with our back-end office on the new rules system. I can give it the correct number and I'll put you onto that line as well.
Okay.
Future reference. The number space is 08456
Yeah.
090082.
Right, okay.
That's the number. So I'll just put you onto that loop for you.
Okay.
Child Support Agency. Later, you will need national insurance number and date of birth details. So please have these to hand. To help me direct your call, please select one of the following two options. If your call is about an existing case, press 1. Thank you. If your call is about your case, press 1. Or if it's about someone else's case, thank you. To find your case, I need to know your national insurance number. Please note that all calls may be monitored and retained for security and training purposes. Please hold while we connect you to a caseworker.
They may.
Child Support Agency, Michelle speaking.
Hi, I'm calling to give you updated employment details now. Somebody called me a while back.
Tell me your name and date of birth, please.
Yeah, it's M22 1HS, I think you probably got.
That's right, is that not the address?
No, it's not the address, no. I sent you a letter some time ago with the fact that I was leaving my employment with new details, and you said you didn't get it.
Right, okay. Can I take the details of the new address now? Today I'm very hard to hear, I do apologise. Okay, so is this at the request of the case officer to send this in?
Well, as I said, I left my previous employer, when was it now? May, I think it was. And despite me writing to you to tell you, and my employer writing to you to tell you, and my employer sending you a form to tell you, you still didn't receive the information. And I got a call from some woman called Tracy a while back, who then wanted me to prove that I no longer worked for Just Search. I don't quite know how I'm supposed to do that. She phoned Just Search again apparently, because I've spoken to the HR manager at Just Search since, who has now spoken to you people twice, sent you 2 letters and a form, and now she finally accepts that I don't work for Just Search, which is good, despite you trying to take more money from my pay that I don't actually get. Well, other than, I wouldn't mind you actually confirming that you have got on the records that I no longer work for Just Search.
Right, I'll just make sure that that's been ended. I can look at the notes on the system.
By all means, yeah.
You're right to bear with me. It's not
I am, yeah.
okay cost for you, is it?
Yep, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I can confirm your case officer Tracy has spoken to your previous employment, and she has confirmed that you're no longer there, so it is on the system there.
Have you got the correct end date as well, so that you're not trying to actually deduct money off me that I wasn't earning?
Do you mean for the change of circumstances over to this new one?
I mean, when I quit, when I left Just Search, my last day.
And did you advise that at the time that it was your last day?
Yeah.
You did? Well,
Yeah.
that would be what sets your effective date from when you contacted us. It won't be from when Tracy confirmed, it'll be when you contacted us.
I sent you a letter.
Is it the letter that's not received?
The letter that wasn't received, I sent you that on the 17th of April.
To say that you would be leaving?
To say that I'd be leaving on the 7th of May, that was my last day. Just Search also contacted you twice to let you know that I no longer work for them.
Right. I'd need to pass that on to your case officer for her to look into when the effective date will be set. For the fact that I'm not your
So what happens if you're not aware of the change of circumstances despite you being told 3 times about it?
Well, we would set it from when we first became aware, but I will speak to Tracy regarding it. If you sent a letter on the 17th of April and that's what you're saying, then we need to look into that as to when we would set the effective date. So I can't advise you what her decision would be. You can appeal if she doesn't set an effective date that you agree with. You can appeal.
But surely my effective date of no longer working for Just Search is on my last day of working for Just Search. I wouldn't have got paid after that date because I no longer work for them.
As long as she agrees that we were aware at that time, if you're saying you sent a letter on the 17th of April, even if we didn't receive it, then she needs to agree that you did send that, because normally it would go by the notified date.
You can't possibly try and take money off me that I wasn't receiving.
All I can say is that it would be her decision as to what date she sets a notified date, but you will have an appeal right if she doesn't agree with what you're saying.
So what kind of proof does she need? I mean, obviously I've sent it once, Just Search sent it twice, and they sent you a form as well.
Does anybody have proof of the postage?
I wouldn't know, I'm sorry.
Right, because that would be obviously proof that something has been sent to us.
Right. Well, I've got it posted on a website the day I sent it, so that's live, you can read that.
How do you mean, sorry?
I mean, the full letter that I sent to you is actually posted up on a website for a lot of people to read.
Yeah, it's not actually proof that we have received it though, is that?
Well, no, because blatantly you haven't received it, because Tracy told me she hadn't received anything.
That's all I can go by, is that would be normally what sets the effective date.
Right, so is Tracy in now?
She's in a meeting at the moment.
Of course.
Well, her team is in a meeting. I'm not actually sure if she's in or not. I've not been in long myself.
Right. So when would I find out about this? Because obviously you've got my new employer details now. You know I wasn't working from Just Search after May the 7th.
Well, I have looked on the system here. Normally I would say she can give you a call to confirm the effective date, but it's actually down as correspondence only for I don't know what reason, so really.
But she's already phoned me once, so what does correspondence only mean?
I don't know what the reason is, but it should be that we don't enter into a conversation with you on the telephone.
But you're doing that now.
I know that. But I don't see any reason. You've been perfectly reasonable with me. I will be reasonable back. So
Right.
it is down on the system that you correspondence only, so I'm not sure whether Tracy would actually ring you. She may send you a letter with a decision.
And assuming Tracy is unreasonable, as having spoken to her, I know she is, and she decides that no, actually she wants to have me down as working for Just Search right up until today,
Yeah.
which obviously is ridiculous because I wasn't, and surely you would have to prove that I was. What do I do then?
It's not so much to prove that you were, it would go by notified date, so that would be what you would need to revise and appeal against.
Alright, that's the problem, you see. I tried to phone you twice within the last couple of weeks of me working at Just Search, and both times they hung up on me.
Because you're down as correspondence.
Because I'm down as correspondence only, exactly. So I had no way of phoning you up. I had no way of phoning you up to tell you that I'd be leaving. All I could do was send you a letter and get my employer to send you a letter.
I understand what you're saying. I totally understand what you're saying. And I will be advising Tracy of that. If you phoned up twice to advise us and you were hung up on because you correspondence only, you send in correspondence and we didn't receive it, then to me you have a right to leave, but then that is your case officer's decision.
Right, okay.
Alright.
Well, if you could let me know how it goes on, either letter or whatever, that would be great.
I do apologise.
Okay, thanks.
Alright.
Bye. Oh, she seemed reasonable enough. Unfortunately, this Tracy, who I'm waiting for to call me back, isn't reasonable in the slightest. She could just as well say, oh no, you've been working for Just Search right up until now, which is the first we've heard of it, which obviously is ludicrous. And it's very easy to prove that I wasn't working for Just Search then, but they don't seem to care about that. It's when I notified them, and me calling them twice and being hung up on, and then me sending them a letter and them saying they didn't receive it, and my former employer sending them 2 letters and a form and phoning them up and still not having received it. I don't see what else I could have done. Interesting. We'll wait and see what happens.